And let's go. If you know me by this channel, you also know that one of my favorite genres of movies is sci-fi in space. And of course, I love examples like Star Wars or Star Trek, but in this subgenre, one of my favorite kinds of sci-fi in space is sci-fi in space with horror, like Alien for example. And although I love most of the movies in the Alien franchise, I consider the original one from 1979 and the sequel from 1986 memorable classics of cinema. So much so that the second one is one of my favorite movies in this life. Besides that, any other sci-fi horror that has some kind of alien in it, and with characters trapped in some place that they need to escape from this alien, like The Thing, for example, count me in. But if you told me that somehow there is an anime mixturing the best elements of Alien and The Thing, I wouldn't believe it, until I met this anime called Lily Cat from 1987 that I will gladly talk about it now. My name is Gustavo, but you can call me Gus, and just for you to know, this is another video that was previously posted on my Brazilian channel, Trashando com Gus, but I'm picking up some videos from that channel and posting here in English, so even though the background is different, the video itself is the same. And Lily Cat is a production from 1987, like I said, directed by a guy called Isayuki Toriumi. The story takes place in the future with a ship crew that is in a travel that will take 40 years to explore different planets and become mining colonies to bring these minerals back to Earth. And it's a big crew with many characters, but the ones that we have to pay attention is the hero Jiro Tagagi, the female protagonist that is Nancy Straw, the captain of the crew that is Mike Hamilton, and a guy called Dick Barry that has some secrets that I can't tell yet. And besides then, we also have the character that gives the anime its name, that is a cat called Lily. And the anime starts with the crew of this ship going to sleep, all in their individual cryo chambers, until they are awakened when they are about to arrive in their destination. But in the midst of the travel, the ship ends up collecting some asteroids in space and bringing to its interior. But during this collecting, an accident happens and the asteroids starts to go to other air pipes of the ship. Then the rocks are dissolved in some water reservoirs. Then this water vaporizes and gets transported to all rooms of the ship. But the first character that awakes from the cryo chamber sleep is none other than Lily Cat, who is the first one to get in contact with the pathogens of these asteroids. From then on, we start to get to know the characters. We have the captain, like I said, we have a doctor, we have the assistant, we have the operation people who work fixing the ship. All very similar to the first Alien, even though there we have only 7 human characters. But while the Nostromo cat, because there was also a cat in that movie. In fact, in the Brazilian title of the movie, the translation was Alien the 8th Passenger, kinda ignoring the fact that the cat was the 8th passenger in that movie. Anyway, in there, Jonesy the cat was just the observer of the whole thing, while Lily here plays a pivotal role in the plot, cause she does the great favor to transmit the pathogen that contaminated her to all the other characters through scratches or just showing up to them, and later you see them already dead, and it doesn't take long for the characters to die like flies in this anime, being killed by what they think it is a bacteria that takes hold of human tissue and cells to create a monstrous creature. And yes, if that reminds you of the John Carpenter's The Thing, you are very right, because in that movie you have exactly that, the creature transforming into all the characters and copying their image to mix with the humans. Even though here the alien is not very interested in hide, he's just interested in catch all these characters and appropriate of their flesh by just touching them. And this is the basic plot of the movie, and it looks very basic indeed, like any other movie that copies Alien or something like that. But what called my attention in Lily Cat is an anime that doesn't really hide its references of Alien, to the point of actually copying some set designs of that movie, but still being a production that has its own identity and is very original actually, which by consequence it also differentiates it from those movies. And in the beginning of the story I was really worried watching this anime and thinking, my god, they actually copied Alien. The ways the characters talk, interact, their vocabulary, their dialogue, everything is very close to Alien, including the fact of the set designs and even some computer graphics of their ship when they are approaching the planet, for example, are exactly the same of Alien. And I don't know if this is some kind of homage, like, remember that? But I got really worried thinking, oh my god, I just got to see a carbon copy. But no, the anime actually has story elements that are very intriguing on their own, and some very well developed characters as well. So besides Lily Cat that is very cute, we have some more expendable characters that die very soon in the plot, but then the main characters and the side characters too all have very interesting backstories with their lives on Earth. Or they have a secret, or they have some personal drama, and the script does something very intelligent that is pitting these characters against each other because of some suspicious that are introduced in the story in the very beginning. From now on, I have to go a little bit into the spoilers of the anime, so if you haven't watched it yet, you have been warned. By the way, the full anime is actually on YouTube right now. It's very easy to search, and it's just 1 hour and some minutes. But anyway, the plot introduces something that I thought it was very interesting, that is, what if an escaped convict from Earth wanted to escape its prison sentence and got infiltrated in this crew of the ship that travels 40 years in space, so that if someday they came back to Earth, they would have the same appearance and their crimes from 40 years ago would be filed or even forgotten by the police. It would be a great strategy for criminals to escape the law. And this is very cool. I've never seen a movie take this element of the hypersleep and use it in this very creative way. So besides the main plot point of this story of being this alien, killing one member of the crew at a time, you also have these other details and elements introduced in the script that bring many layers to these characters. For example, the character Mike, that for sure had its visual inspired by Wolverine, is probably one of the deepest characters of the story, because at a certain point he shares his own past, having traveled many and many years in space in hypersleep, to the point that now he is 200 years old, and in a very melancholic way he shares the idea that he doesn't feel exactly a human or part of the humans anymore, due to all the technological advancements and the family that he has lost. Another very interesting concept that has to do with the criminals infiltrated in the ship to escape their sentences on Earth. The crew is warned at the beginning of the story that there are 2 infiltrated criminals in there, and many interviews are conducted with some of the crew members in the ship. And towards the end of the movie, remember, spoilers, it is revealed that one of the infiltrated guys is none other than the hero of the story, Jiro Tagagi, and he is in fact escaping from Earth because of a prison sentence that he received. But when he reveals the reason why he killed 3 men on Earth and received this sentence, is an extremely sad reason that has to do with a family member that he lost and was forced to take revenge with his own hands. And the other infiltrated is Dick Barry, that also hid a secret, like I said, but he's actually a detective from Earth that is searching for Jiro. He got infiltrated in the ship because he knew there was a criminal amongst the others. And he is only chasing Jiro because his actions by killing the 3 men ruined an investigation that he was doing. A scheme that was supposed to bust many criminals on Earth that were involved in women's sex trafficking. Yeah, like I said, the story is very deep and filled layers upon layers. This because I haven't even talked about the alien itself. because the movie really goes deep into these characters in order for the audience to actually know them better and maybe identify with them, all before the whole killing spree happens. But don't worry, because when it happens, it really does. As anybody in this channel loves it, this anime is filled with gore and many violent scenes when it shows the alien appropriating the human DNA. So just like the creature of The Thing, here you have this bacteria that dissolves any organism and puts them together to form a huge creature that is just interested in destruction. And the animation in these moments is very well done. If you think this is an anime from 1987, all the movements of this creature evolving, transforming is very fluid, but this is an anime that also focuses on the element of tension before all of this happens, and takes its time for the elements of the plot to develop in a very well-paced manner. So you have scenes of characters walking down empty corridors, including POV scenes, almost like a 3D version of the point of view of a person, like a character slowly walking towards a wall to find some clues in there. And like Alien, you realize that things are progressing very slowly in the details. Nothing so extravagant or in your face, at least in the beginning. For example, the monster and its ability to kill is shown only at the end, and I really loved that. And surprisingly, one of the most sinister elements of the plot is Lily itself. That during the tension of the beginning of the movie, she is always observing things, taking a peek at the characters, like if she herself was a lurking shadow or a lurking killer just waiting to strike. And no character suspects of her, when in fact, she is the being who is spreading this bacteria. And this is a genius thing of the plot, and the anime starts in a very charming way, with the eye of the cat and his meow, meow, that fades into a planet in space. Anyway, this is Lily Cat, an anime that I really loved. One more anime for the playlist of this channel. Like I said, if you like these elements, mixing Alien with John Carpenter's The Thing, two of the greatest examples of the genre, and if you like animes in general, this is one that is really worth your time. And if you like this video, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. Please help me to get to the mark of 400 subscribers. I know this number looks small, but for me, it's already something that I'm very grateful for. And of course, your subscription means that you will always receive other suggestions of animes, animations in general, action movies, horror movies, all the things that we love to trash about. And if you are liking the content of Trashing with Gus, please consider becoming a patron of the channel. This is a small channel, and channels like mine, where the creators don't receive 1 cent to create the content, struggle a lot to finally get to the point that they can support themselves. So I very humbly ask you that if you can, go to the link of my Patreon below in the description of the video and contribute with whatever value you can donate for the channel to keep going so we can keep trashing together forever. I'll be eternally grateful. Plus, there are categories of rewards that you will receive from the channel depending on which one you choose. And if you want to help the channel even further, please take a look at the link of my ebook on Amazon, my first novel, The Angel of Fire and Steel, a huge, epic, dark fantasy story that has many elements of horror, cyberpunk, and a lot of action, and I know that you will love if you take a look. And this is it for today. Thank you very much. See you in the next Trashing with Gus, and bye-bye.